Hello. Sir, we will start. Manoj sir, we will start the presentation now. Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, good morning, one and all. Very warm welcome on behalf of CCS Niyam Jaipur. I welcome all the participants, all the upcoming agripreneurs, students as concerned with agribusiness, and I'm like to welcome our eminent speaker, Mr. Manoj Hadole. First of all, I will introduce Manoj Hadole, founder of Parishar Tourism. And speaking about Manoj sir, born on 15 June 1984 at Rajuri village, Tahsil Junnar, district Pune, Maharashtra. Further, he worked for the farmers at farmer suicide issues in Vidarbha region through State Bank of India as an agriculture officer with a vision of sustainable tourism development, heritage, culture tourism, community, people, and the sustainable development as a remarkable point of view. Further, he has worked with students, corporate, farmers, and government officers through writing in magazine, newspaper, and several seminars concerned with agriculture tourism. In June 2018, Sir wrote a book in Marathi language by the name Krishi Paryatan, a Sheti Purak Vyavsay, passion for the promotion of sustainable tourism through training, consultancy, and parsing upcoming scenario in agribusiness ecosystem. According to him, India is an agrarian country. Near about half of the population is depending upon agriculture. And if you talk about the GDP point of view, tourism can play a very crucial role. In Indian agriculture, is not only the occupation, but it is the culture, tradition, and way of living. And the country of villages who are coming up with 65% of population is still residing in villages. Biodiversity is once with heritage with forts, cave, temple, pre-horostic and historic sites, tradition, custom, rituals, color forms, culture with food, festival, and fun fair. So with this benchmark, he has come up with Parishar Tourism and also been a founder as well as member of Junnar Agri-Tourism Development Corporation. So with this vision in 2011, he initiated a tourism movement in his native region of Junnar and come up with a grand scenario in order to maintain the traditional as well as the culture view of the agri-tourism. So with this brief introduction, I like to hand over the session to Mr. Manoj Hadore and come up with a scenic scenario of agri-tourism. Sir, to you, sir. Now.
Thank you so much, Mahesh, for this very nice introduction. First of all, good morning to all my friends who are joined here. So for CCS, NIM, and this Kisan Mitra platform, which is a national digital platform for farmers, I would like to present about, let's talk about the agri-tourism. But before this, when we combine this agriculture and tourism, we have to just have a look with some statistics. Can you take us next slide? Uh, we are talking about. So as you read about the title of the presentation, that is public participation in tourism development. Before this, we will study. We will see what is the need to develop tourism in India. Why I would like to? What is the need to develop tourism in India? India is an agrarian country. If you see on the slide about the what right now Mahesh said that 65% population is living in rural India. Out of that, 48% population agriculture for employment contribute 17% GDP in national GDP. Again, if you see about tourism, near about 7% population engaged in tourism sector for employment, which gives 9% GDP contribution. The growth rate is more than 10% of tourism sector. When we combine this agriculture and tourism, then suddenly we found a huge opportunities for the rural development, not only rural development, it is for sustainable development, community development, it's for capacity building of rural youth, then self-help groups, farmers. What is the need of capacity building and sustainable development? Because all we know, economically, agriculture is totally depends on law of diminishing marginal utility. What are the challenges in front of agriculture sector are, I need not to number them. I need not to count them, because we all know this is a rain-fed agriculture, the huge part, very from top to bottom. Yes, we are in that process to develop some concrete network, concrete solution for their pricing, to decrease their input cost, increase their production, n number of things. But all these we are talking about the economical parameter. We have to think this issue with socio-economic frame, because in social hierarchy, being the farmer, they don't receive the same prestige in this flow. So tourism is can play the key role here to give the prestige to the farming and prestige to the farm people who are engaged in that farm or in that agriculture sector. Secondly, the main theme in that, near about 65% population which is living in rural India, that is very unorganized. Some are engaged in agriculture, some are in different small entrepreneurs, medium entrepreneurs, in that way. But all we know, culturally, India is very diverse country. We have the desert, we have seashore, we have mountains, we have foods, we have colorful culture, festivals, traditions, people. Food culture is again a different base of our Indian culture. So all these are, you can say, the tourism heritage of India. But then this tourism heritage also spread all over India. Being tourism developing authority, government authorities like ITDC or in Maharashtra MTDC, or for every state there are some government authority or corporation to look out for the development of tourism in that particular region. They could not able to reach at each and every corner of India, because how the India is a country of villages. So these government authorities, they don't have that much capacity to just reach at every each corner of India to see any monuments, heritage places, waterfalls, scenic beauty. So for that, if we combine this agriculture with tourism, then suddenly they get the root level network for tourism development. So for example, if you take the example of Junnar, in Junnar there is one historical place Naneghat, which is in mountain area, in tribal area. There, this property is under the surveillance of archaeology department. But when the people are coming as a tourist spot there, people want the proper road facilities, food facilities, stay facility, guide facility. For that, all these tourism develop parameters, government can play, but not able to play because their priorities, sectors of priorities are different. So for that, if second option is there, which is sustainable one, which is very useful for community development, take the participation of local people. If we involve the local communities in that tourism development, those communities who are engaged in agriculture, right? Those are living in villages, in tribal areas. If we take as a stakeholder in your tourism development model, then this model become very sustainable, because when we came with the local involvement, then suddenly they take the ownership feel, and what the infrastructure then government want to develop, or in some cases government did not to develop any infrastructure, they just encourage the people who have already with them their infrastructure. Government can market them. In that way, we are projecting tourism with agriculture. Next, please. Tourism, a tool for sustainable development. You can say, you can know more about this. In this world, so many countries have their economy totally depends on tourism. More of them, they don't have much thousand of years history, and they don't have much heritage. They have man-made tourism projects. They have developed leisure resorts, theme parks, and ropeways. water parks, and that's why people are the footfall is in their lakhs and thousands. In India, we have natural places to explore, to experience, to educate, to entertain. But unfortunately, due to the lack of vision, lack of network, lack of infrastructure system, lack of awareness, we're not much focusing on tourism. But tourism, in such case, where our economy is a little bit having slower one, and the COVID situation, again we are fighting with it. For rural youth, we this tourism can play very important role in economical development of rural part. So for this, you can't say about only agri-tourism. We can say in one theme, that is soil-based tourism concepts, which can come farm stay, homestay, agri-tourism, agro-tourism, countryside tourism, orbit tourism. So many name you can give them, but the base or soul of that tourism is soil-based tourism concepts. Again, the cultural heritage about which we have spoken earlier, food heritage, which is important one. uh, each and every government playing or thinking about to develop such things. You can say about Maharashtra tourism. Maharashtra tourism have brought agri-tourism policy in last month, which clear-cut mention about the guidelines about how to develop agri-tourism in Maharashtra, about the acreage land required, facilities required, do's and don'ts, permissions required. All right now in Maharashtra, there is a very ideal environment to develop the agri-tourism in their own farm, because agri-tourism is not only to bring the people at your farm and give the experience of agriculture to them, and they can enjoy experience and they go to home. This is very superficial. Many times in agri-tourism, people say there is one bullock cart ride, there is like Hurda party. No doubt these are some attraction points for people on farm, but this again is very superficial. You can say there are two countries, that is India and Bharat. People are living in urban area, which is very least one, 30%, less than 30%. More people living in rural or semi-urban area, but there you can see there is a gradual polarization. Through this tourism, soil-based tourism concepts, we can bridge them. We can bring together the good things from both sides, that is rural and urban. Then the source of food. In our Indian culture, we proudly said that as Anna Purna Brahma. When we're paying the respect to the food, we have to know the source of food. Fortunately, India is blessed with bright sunlight for throughout the year, very tropical, subtropical climatic condition to develop, grow fresh food. We have to respect that natural blessing to us. That's why since 3000 years before in India, agriculture is not only the culture. Agriculture is an applied science. Agriculture is the way of economics. Agriculture is the way of politics. Agriculture is the platform of social engineering. That's why what the agri-tourism, agri and culture tourism center I am running here since 10 years by name Parashar Agri and Culture Tourism. All we know, Parashar is the name of sage who, we can say them the father of agriculture in India, who wrote first manuscript on agriculture by name Krishi Parashara, and what he appealed to the destiny or nature, or you can say the god, that is Susta Bhavantu Krushaka, Dhana Dhanya Samanvita. I repeat, Sustha Bhavantu Krushaka, Dhana Dhanya Samanvita. What does means? It means may the farmers be happy, healthy, and wealthy. So imagine before 3000 years ago, our ancestors are that much clear about the vision towards agriculture. They have very clear idea about agriculture. So with the time being, we came ahead with lots of dark era in hodgepodge conditions. Right now, if those people who are engaged in farming or in agriculture, they must have the clarity about what they are sowing or what they are growing, where they are selling, and how they can minimize their losses and post harvest losses. So for all these, tourism will play a very important role to give a mobile market to their agriculture produce. Not only agriculture produce, but the what the raw material also available at the farm, that also can be sold in different process form to the coming guest, because people want to connect with nature, connect with soil for the stress busting activity. Some people say that agriculture is a meditation. Some people having the approach about romanticism in agriculture, because they when they visit any agritourism center, no doubt when people are coming to your center, you will keep all clean, neat, and very decorative and ambience wise very attractive frame. But in actual farmer's home, that was not like that. At farmer's home, you will find so many things placed here and there. So, romanticism in agriculture is a different part, which is the byproduct of tourism. We have to keep both things together for tourism development. When the tourists come your place, they is like as your mobile market for your agriculture produce, and we have to cash it, but morally, ethically, not exploiting them. The next one, I have explained these things in detail because next slide, to move towards next slide, this is the foundation which we have to clear with about it. Sustainable model of tourism, you will go anywhere in the world, at every corner of the world. This model you can find very sustainable one, because it is a participative model. It's a involving model. You can say, when if we put the tourism as center, then any government will make some policies for tourism development. These policies are get executed on field by administration, and for whom we are doing this, all we are developing tourism for the tourist. But initially in this circle, one important segment was missing, that is local citizen, can say local communities. Then you will find at your place, if there were any government tourism resort or government tourism project, if there, then if not, if there is no any public participation, local people participation, then there is no feel of ownership. Then people just throwing the stone on glass, window glass, they are breaking the glass, they are removing the bulbs, so they are looking as a government property, but it is actual public property. Once we invite or we involve the
Hello. Sir, your voice is not audible.
practically it gives a feel of ownership. हाँ येतोय आवाज.
Audible, audible. Yeah.
Okay. So this sustainable model everywhere, I will appeal this through the platform of Kisan Mitra. If you are attending this webinar, so I will appealing you that please uh, think about this sustainable tourism model, about the uh, involvement of all stakeholders. Just search for any heritage place at your locality, at your village, at your taluka, your tehsil, district, anywhere you can, and just search for any local bodies are working with it, approach to the government authorities. Then within 6 months your model can be run as a tourism model, and for this you can take the help of self-help groups, local homestays, farm stays. Then it will be the good communication or gathering of good people for the sustainable development through tourism. Next please. Is there any model like this? So there is a model which we can say the Junna tourism model. Next slide, please.
Hello.
Next slide. Next slide. Junnar is the Tahsil in Pune district, near about you can say 100 kilometers from Pune. Geographical location of Junnar is very prime place. That is, Junnar is located at Pune, Nashik, Mumbai, Ahmednagar, which is a very centric place of Junnar. And Junnar has tremendous tourism potential also. Mahesh, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So can you take next slide, please?
Okay. Stakeholders. Okay.
Sustainable tourism च्या नंतरची slide.
He's Junnar tourism model.
Junnar tourism model.
Okay. Okay.
So Junnar has near about more than 2000 years historical background. Junnar has 7 forts, more than 350 caves in Junnar. Junnar have very progressive agriculture. Junnar have very agri-allied business setup, that is poultry, goatry, grape export. All you can say see in Junnar. Junnar have pilgrimage tourism potential also, nature tourism, then pilgrimage tourism, then rainy season tourism, cultural tourism, agri-tourism, trekking or adventure tourism, all part of or blends of tourism you can find or you can explore in Junnar. So there is a very good culture of conservation of the things, and so many NGOs are working in Junnar with hello Mahesh.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Can you take the slide of Junnar tourism model?
I think I've shared whether
Please,
slide is
please
visible.
take next slide.
Okay, okay, next slide. Okay.
Hmm.
Stakeholders.
Stakeholder slide.
Yeah. Slide is visible.
Sorry.
Whether slide is visible. Stakeholder slide.
No, I'm just viewing the sustainable tourism model slide.
Okay. I have changed the slide actually.
I will
I
say
think.
at my place any. So stakeholders, we are talking about the stakeholders in Junnar tourism model, where Junnar basically is the Tahsil place and all the administrative offices, that is revenue department, then agriculture department, forest department, all administrative are the of this model. Then all are NGOs. We can say about for fort restoration, there is one NGO working since more than 20 years by name Shivaji Trail. Then another, that is Sahyadri Giri Brahman Samstha, which is working in adventure tourism sector. Then Junnar Tourism Development, the founder of it, which is working on responsible tourism movement since 10 years in Junnar. Some Decent Foundation, Jizamata Foundation, then some Facebook groups. Stakeholder slide is here. We can say some social groups, some Facebook pages. Nisargaramya Junnar Taluka is our Facebook page, which have, and more than 15 countries people are looking at the page for tourism potential about Junnar. So all administrative offices, all NGOs, all social platforms, all different trust, then KVKs and local people are all are stakeholders of this Junnar tourism model. So we are see, and responsible tourism is the baseline, two baselines of this model. One is public participation, one is responsible tourism. So with these two lines, we are arranging so many events throughout the year, throughout the Junnar also. So seasonally, we are planning for grape festival, local farmers. kite festival or some food festivals, or some ran bhaji festival with tribal people, some awareness program, some to culture hunting or food culture. So always for every event we are working or we are associating with like Rotary Club, Lions Club, then Vyapari Association, what we can say, the Traders Association, then different administrative offices. So together we are associating with them for any arrangement or implementation of any event. At the same time, we have good communication with the tourism authorities, MTDC. So they also guiding us, or they also supporting us to work, and vice versa. We also supporting them to develop some good things or taking some good initiatives in tourism development of Junnar. So this is basically the public participation model of tourism development, which is the based on agri-tourism. Parashar Agri and Culture Tourism is one center, but more than this, near about 15 agri-tourism centers are working in Junnar till date. So at the base of Lenadri, there is one Amantran Agri-Tourism, which is very famous for its food culture. Then some agro resorts are there. Like at Narangao, there is Osara Agro Resort, then Malshel Agro Resort. Some nature resorts also are planning here. So you can say, if you start initially with your homestay, when you get your capacity building and confidence, you go for agri-tourism. Next step, agro resort. Next step, nature resort. With your capacity building, you can improve your business potential also. You can hunt, you can find some business opportunities also. And gradually, while doing this, we have to keep focus on one thing, that while developing the tourism, at what cost we are doing this. So for this, the sense of responsibility, tourism is required. If after tourism development we are exploiting nature, we start to exploit nature, we start to exploit social harmony, we start to exploit social health, then this tourism development will not go in long term. In long term, for sustainable development, we have to develop agri-tourism or tourism opportunities with awareness of people, with the awareness of local community. One stakeholder is our senior colleges also. We are keeping touch with these colleges, NSS camps, to bring them on food restoration or cleaning part. So no doubt all these organizations have their different way of thinking. So they all not thinking on same line, but collectively the objective of all organization is the same, that is tourism development in Junnar. And all we are trying to work on common minimum program. We are sharing the space to each other, giving space to each other, and working on it. So that is the Junnar tourism model, which is agri-based tourism model. Take the next slide, please. These are some glimpses or photographs about Parashar agri-tourism, or you can get both. That is all. This is theoretical. Right now, I will show you some pictures, attractive pictures about it. Our Parashar and agriculture tourism is a unique combination of agri-tourism, eco-tourism, rural tourism, and exploring magnificent Junnar, a perfect gateway destination near Nasik, Ahmednagar, Pune, and Mumbai. Since 2013, we are registered with Maharashtra Tourism under the scheme Mahabrahman. Mahabrahman scheme is that for cultural promotion of the local area, local region, we can say. Next, please. For any type of tourism, there is a one term which is trendy right now, that is experience tourism. What when rural people are traveling to the urban area or different area, they are experience or exploring the things. So experiencing something, may it is soil or culture or nature or tradition, that is the basically sense of experience, and that is the soul of tourism. So you can see in that photo, guy from Germany is trying to with batta stone making the spice chutney, which is the part of their lunch. That one girl is rotating on chakki, making the floor. Two girls are just understanding about what is the Junior Ends model, and that boy playing the baby cow. So all are experiencing and understanding the rural culture. Next, please. This next generation, they are experiencing the cow dung flooring activity. They are becoming muddy. They are just putting the hand in cow dung. There is a small trolley we are specially designed for tractor trolley ride. This is one bullock cart ride. Again, you can see there is a community development part. This bullock cart we have hired from a farmer, or this tractor we have hired from the farmer. So they are getting the benefit, additional benefit, and with that not only money, they while they are taking the ride, they are interacting with the local people. So indirectly there is a exchange of thoughts, exchange of culture when there is some forest cleaning area. Next, please. These are some social activities where we are participating. Anywhere when we are traveling, we are trying to keep the photos, or we are trying to click the photos with their natural traditional wearing. So when we are going to Kashmir, we are going to Rajasthan, we are going to South India, we are just wearing their traditional clothes and clicking the photos. Here we have kept some Maharashtrian traditional wearing, that is Nawari sari and dhoti. You can click the photos with that. Then this is in Diwali, fort making is very popular activity in Maharashtra particularly. So this small girl engaging in this fort making activity. So these are some weekly market visits, or the people are making the greetings from natural material here. Please, next one. These are some local cultural activities. These are artists are coming here to present their art to the visitors. Then this is the some farm work experience area, and this is the summer camp we have arranged here, where we are just having the good kids, that how agriculture grows, what is the concept of food, and how the plant eat their food. Likewise, next, please. These are some farm experiences, that is grape festival we have arranged here. There you can see in that photo the public participation. These all college students are making the mud bench to the villagers near the Gram Panchayat, and these girls are having the clay meditation. That small girl grown his own farm here, just for an experience. Next, please. These slides we can take fast because there are only photos. These girls are having farm visits. We are giving some return gift to them. That is from pot maker. That is presentation of a representative form of agriculture. That is a small statue of bull. Next, please. These are milking, farm work, just relaxation, or warli painting workshop, or meditation across the pond, reading holidays. Next, please. These are some exploring, interacting with people. These are summer camp, interacting with local people, and buying the quilts from self-help groups at local villagers. So you can, through agritourism, you can make, or you can create a platform for rural artisans, local people also. Next, please. So these are some objectives of our Junnar Tourism Development Organization, to search the to help the government to, or to up employment, to create the awareness about tourism. Next, please. Act, Platform Junnar Tourism Development. We have developed agri-tourism blueprint, Junnar Tourism Blueprint, then tourism map, tourism logo, awareness program, Junnar. A portal, that is junnartourism.com, where you can see the different activities about tourism. Google mapping, that is very important part we have done. Then environmental awareness workshop, responsible tourism workshop, photography competition, NSS students participation, Facebook live campaign, then different Ganpati eco-friendly Ganesh festival, Navratri festival. Then through World Tourism Day, that is speech competition about my role in Junar tourism development. So likewise with forest department, that is Vanyajiv Saptaha. So these are some activities right now we have done, and so more activities yet to plan. Some are in going, that is fort making competition is on right now in Diwali. Next, please. This is Junar tourism map we have developed, which is available for everyone on Google. Next, please. This is Junar Sagar activity which we have done for the college and school kids. Next, please. Here we are telling Clean Junar campaign, public participation or sense of ownership. So automatically people are keeping our area clean. Fort restoration, NSS student participation. So this is a sound, the drop fort NGO Shivaji Trail. So he's telling student about how to conserve the fort, what is the need to conserve the fort. So that is a participative movement with all stakeholders. Next one, conservation work again. Next one. These are engineering students working on Narayangarh Fort. Next one. So this is a Lenadri caves. These are Buddhist caves, and all these NSS students done work, cleaning work here. But the fellow who Bapuji Tamane, who is guiding to them, this fellow is basically a farmer, a common farmer, small holding farmer. But he is very, his hobby to collect the small things, and he collecting the small thing, and he has a very good collection of the different historical things. So he has very good knowledge. So we are just providing the platform to him, so he can interact with the growing generation, and he can develop his brand as a tourism developer. Next one. These are some newspaper outing. Next one. This is in Marathi, so so many people are can. These are forest department officers. So they are interacting with kids for the leopard issue, leopard and human conflict in Junnar. So tourism development is not only always talking about tourism. Tourism development is your ultimate mission. But before that, there are so many thin lines on which we have to work. So this is one of them. That is environment awareness workshop. Next one. Next one. These are responsible tourism workshop we have planned with forest department, and those stakeholders. Those are those villages or tribal people who are living in such places from where people or tourists are traveling to the tourist destination. We have just trained or trying to train the people to present the sense of responsibility in them. So for that, responsible tourism workshop, which is continued one. Next one. And this collectively known as Junnar model, which is in Maharashtra. This is very popular by name Junnar model, because next one we can see on this next slide. This is our dream, which get completed 21st March 2018. Junnar was declared as first tourism tehsil of Maharashtra state in 2018. We say that this happens due to the collective efforts taken by responsible society or local people, administration, and the government representative. So this is okay. Junnar become tourism destination, that is fine, but it is not first time. Before that, so many destinations were already the tourism destinations. But there is a slight difference about Junnar. Here, local people are much aware about it. So that is the main reason to be Junnar as very different from other places. Next one. These are all activities we have done about the Facebook Live program. These all are experts from Junnar who did presentation about Junnar. This activity we have did during the lockdown time. At that time, more than 2 lakh people are Facebook Live, and we have become success to give about Junnar to them. Next, please. This is online speech competition about my role in tourism development about Junnar. Next one. This activity we have done with forest department, which cover not only about Junnar but nearer Tehsildar Shirur, Ambegaon and Rajguru Nagar also. It helped to create some social. This is Navratri festival. Next, please, next. You can take next one. This is Navratri festival we have planned with the Trader Association of Alefat or Junnar to as another stakeholder also. Next one. This activity right now going on about fort making, and so many people throughout the state are participating in this activity. Next one. Right now it's happened on 5th to 12th November. This is about the bird week, which is planned by Maharashtra government. We are planned with forest department Junnar. Here some photography competition. Basically, our vision is about that. This moment in Junnar. This is not enough. This is just start. We have to do lots of things in Junnar yet to come in community, because right now we have to walk a long path of this. We have to percolate this vision to rest of the Maharashtra and then rest of the India also. So the baseline of this model, again I am repeating the two baselines. One is public participation and second one is responsible tourism. We are working with like tourism consultant. I have did tourism consultative throughout the Maharashtra and for National Seed Corporation at Hisar and Suratgarh. Some project is working with MP, Madhya Pradesh at Hardha district. They are the tourism trainer also. Then this model we are replicating at Marathwada region at Ambezogai. As Maheshji, we have wrote a book on agri-tourism which is published by Sakal publication, and right now we are working with Maharashtra tourism. Next please.
I request the participant, please mute yourself. Participant, please mute yourself.
Hello.
Participants, please mute yourself.
Next slide, please. I think I'll done from my side. So, after just submitting my presentation, I have to just share this. For sustainable development of India, we have to come together and do some collective efforts. And for this, when we are thinking or when we are just seeing through the frame of tourism, we have tremendous potential. We have lots of opportunities for soil-based tourism concept. And myself and my organization or my place always would like to participate or to share any platform or to help any corner of India to develop tourism with agriculture, with soil. So that is from my side. Any questions there?
Sure, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
now we can discuss.
Hello. I request the participant, if any question, please come up. Participants, you can raise your question. Participants, please raise your question, if any. Sir, from my side, I have two questions. One question is regarding, as a general or layman, how he can come up with agro-tourism, and can you come up with some general view, what will be the cost and economics of agro-tourism?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, basically, but when we have receiving guests at our home, what are we doing with them? We are welcoming them. We are offering the glass of water. We are serving them what the food we have right now or what we are eating, or we are offering them the living or accommodation where we are living. So that is that much organically we have to do the agri-tourism. For for very neat and clean facilities. They have resorts, they have different hotels. No doubt, we have keep cleaning, we have keep the accommodation facilities neat and clean, but not lavish. Need not to lavish. You have to keep feel of. So this is the very basic idea about agritourism. Just inviting people through social media. It is very easy to invite the people and serve them. Again, as part of economic parameters, if you have some 3 to 4 rooms at your home and one room is not in your regular use, you can take or you can design or you can allot that room for tourism or homestay, and those people are coming to at your home to stay. They can explore your farm. So to start agritourism, budget is depends on what the scale you want to develop. Through Maharashtra government, what the policy right now mentioned, there are that is for 1 acre you can develop 2 rooms, for 2 acres 4 rooms, and maximum up to 5 acres of land you can develop maximum 8 rooms. To develop these accommodation facilities or as a tourism project, automatically what type of structure or you are going to develop, what facilities you are going to give there, that automatically count or make your the budget requirement.
Sure,
And
sure, sir.
there is no provision for agritourism development from state government.
Okay, okay, sir. Sir, one more question. As we are dealing with Kisan Mitra and we are talking about that agri-tourism, maybe or it is considered as upcoming technology for the welfare of the farmers. And through the presentation, you have talked that how it is directly or indirectly helping the farmers. So, can we consider agri-tourism as an upcoming technology or upcoming business orientation for the farmers or the upcoming agripreneurs or entrepreneurs?
Very well said, Maheshji, because you can say if you take the example country Italy, European country Italy, the Italy is geographical area. Italy is very small. That is, you can say one district of Maharashtra become the Italy. But in that single country, there are 20,000 agritourism centers. Yeah, 20,000 agritourism centers. Right now in Maharashtra, these are not more than 1,000 centers. Very 1,000 and very 20,000. Why it is so? The approach of farmer toward agritourism or toward tourism is simple one. They are inviting the people at their home, and they are at every agritourism there is a farm outlet. There is a farm outlet where so many things are there for selling to the tourist. So in such hodgepodge conditions in Indian agriculture, there is through tourist or through tourism, you are assuring your market for your agriculture produce, at the same time raw material also. So what you are growing at your farm, you can directly sell to the your tourist, or you can process them, you can add value to the your product, and then can sell to tourist. So definitely in coming era, agritourism will emerge as a technology with agriculture, and people can't far away from the no, as our country is a agriculture country, so there is no any chances of everyone, each and every farmer can start tourism, but directly, indirectly, each and every farmer can involve this model in coming 5 years.
Sure, sir. Sir, one last question that as we know that agritourism is a capacity building technology.
Right.
So how farmer producer organization, as now we see the upcoming amendments and every scenario of agriculture is talking about farmer producer organization. So can we come up with agro-tourism based farmer producer organization, or whether how we can come up with this sustainable tourism model through farmer producer organizations? Any limelight
Definitely,
concern with this?
Mansi, what happened now, you can say if you take the example of Sahyadri Association at Nasi,
Yeah.
they are also in planning to develop agritourism. They can in start to agritourism. If we example of milk, that is Kochi's model. They are also doing the milk tourism. If you go to the Mahabaleshwar, there is a Mapro, which is a candy making that company, Mapro. They are also having the industry visit. They are just taking people to them to strawberry picking and different things. So there is not new one. People are doing since last 10-20 on this occasion of this farm bill and all, definitely in coming year era, you can see a farm producer company for agri-tourism or soil-based tourism concept. And when they are gathering together and when they are collecting the expertise of different stakeholders or farmers, then that agri-tourism or farmer company will be very efficient to work on a farm.
Sure, sure. Yes, sir. Sir, one last question concerned with agripreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs who want to start the agro-tourism concept, or we can say agro-tourism business model. So, as per your experience, which points you must say that they must be in priority while starting the agro-tourism, or how you can come up with SWOT analysis? What are the strength point of the agro-tourism, and what are the weak points which must be work out in order to make the business model viable concerned with agro-tourism?
See, being an agripreneur or at any business, we have to take more and more information about it.
Okay. Yes.
Calculated risk is very apart, very far. Before that, we have to study but each and every parameter about it. What are the times if you concept agritourism as a concept, we have to understand first, because
Mm-hmm.
when you visit different agritourism centers, you can find they have developed some rain dance, they have keep some camels, elephants, different rides, and archery and net cricket, swimming pool. I think these are not parts of these are not ingredients or components of agritourism centers. Where you are living, you have to understand your culture first, your local
Sure.
culture, and then
Sure.
you are going to make its business model. So what you have right now and what the facilities, what the infrastructure, or what the knowledge, or what the skills you would like to take to develop agritourism as a business model. So you can take the trainings about hospitality training is not required, but basic training also required. You can interact with the authorities, what the do's and don'ts, what the permission required. And regard to budget, many times people only ask about the subsidy. I think in my head, subsidy model will not work for successful business model.
Sure.
Before that, incentive model is one. Once you
Sure.
start activity, you do something, then authorities can support you, then authorities can help you, appreciate you through incentives. So that way people can come. And you have to new entrepreneur agripreneurs, you have to stick up with the concept. Once you exploit the concept for business, or once you exploit that tourism concept for earning money temporarily, in long term you will fail to create a brand.
Sure.
So
Sure.
if you want to develop a brand, just stick up with your have decided to do, and please have a patience
Sure. Sure.
to reach that target. So you have to
Sure, sir.
stick up with patience there.
Yes, sir. Sir, okay. Any other participants you want to come up with your queries concerned with agro-tourism, or we can come up with the end of the session as in case. I think you can go through the website of Parishar Agritourism for further contact, and you can individually approach Mr. Manoj for the upcoming scenario of agritourism. Sir, very well and very scenic explanation regarding agritourism. You talked about the upcoming opportunities, the upcoming scope of agritourism in agriculture. You discuss about very generic form of cost and economics, capacity building, then how agriculture tourism can come up with technology. You talked about the sustainable tourism model. I think this tourism model have a very good benchmark to explore in other parts of the country as well as around the globe also. So with this, on behalf of CCS NIAM Jaipur and all the team, I am very much thankful for your scenic presentation on agro-tourism. So with this, I wind up the session, and thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Maheshji, and
yeah,
CCS, NIM, and Kisan Mitra for this fantastic platform where I can put my views about tourism, agri-tourism, and sustainable development. People who are interested further, they can contact me on my cell phone, that is 9970 515438, or you can explore more about the Parashar Agri-Tourism on website, that is www.hachikotourism.in, HACHIKOTOURISM.in. Thank you so much.
sure. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you.